YouTube, welcome back. I always like to say at the start of the video, before we get into anything, just thank you so much for even stopping by and tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going your way. And if not, I hope it gets better. In an effort to continue to make content more consistently, we're going to look at a trade that, to be honest with you, I don't really have collateral right now. But if I did, I might be considering. This company's been a more regular when it comes to me selling options on it. We'll get to that in a second. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. That way you don't miss any videos in the future. As of right now, the market is closed and somehow the portfolio just continues to go up, which makes me wonder, when are we going to have a red day? Is that day coming? And is it coming soon, or is it way out in the future? Because this seems a little unsustainable at this point. We're sitting at $178,000. My degenerate play in this portfolio, which I don't truly believe in the company, so that's why I call it degenerate. It's just strictly to try to make some money, both selling options on it and also potentially getting some capital appreciation. Open Door is up about 20% today, which is a little wild. I think it's like doubled in the last week, and not quite. But no, this isn't the stock that I was going to talk about and do a little numbers crunching with you guys when it came to selling options. But I think, why not, while we have time, go ahead and look and see how crazy any of this premium might be. The puts, I don't know if you want to sell a put when something goes up 20% in a day. Usually that's not the best time to start selling puts on it. It's quite the opposite. But I tell you what, for this Friday, a $3 strike on Open Door, Delta 0.18. I don't know how reliant that is when it went up 20% today, but $13. So you'd put $300 as collateral and you would get $13 in premium. Pretty crazy. But no, that is not the stock that I was actually going to do a case study with you guys. I don't know if case study is the right word, but we're going to use it in this context. And it's actually HIMS. If I had more money as collateral, I don't, sadly, because a lot of it's tied up with puts that I've already sold on some of our favorites like SoFi. HIMS, actually, I've already sold some puts, but I would consider selling additional. And some other stocks that I've sold puts on has tied it all up. So really, I'm just letting things happen, see if any of the puts that I'm selling expires, let that money free up, and then maybe I can revisit this in the future. And by the way, when I do these number crunching sessions, I don't want you to think I'm telling you to go out and buy this stock. I'm only doing this to show you what's possible when it comes to selling options and giving you a live example with a live data set, and B, showing off my options calculator that we'll see in a second if you haven't seen it already. So please just take the knowledge from this and apply it to what makes sense for you. Don't think this specific case is me telling you to go do it. But anyway, HIMS has been beaten down a bit since their earnings. Their earnings was a bit of a miss, and because of that, we're down 13%, almost 14 in a week, and in a month since its peak at about $70 a share, we're down to 45. And their numbers weren't that bad, in my opinion, from the deck that I saw. Subscribers are still up, and revenue's still pretty good, especially the growth. So I don't know, is it justified? I'm not an analyst, so I can't really say, but it is tempting. We'll go ahead and look at HIMS options. So we'll go to sell a put because that's what I want to look at. And we'll just look at in 4 days time, expiring this Friday. I'll tell you what catches my eye, and that's this $43 strike. And the reason it catches my eye is a few things. One, it has a delta of a 0.24. So I usually sell puts personally under a 0.3 delta. Anything under that I think is fair game. So theoretically I could go up to this 0.29 because it's still under 0.3, though it's a little close. So I think I'd give myself some more breathing room and go with the 0.24. And then something else that piques my interest about this particular one, I'd have to have $4,300 as collateral, but I'd get $46 as premium. And that, as we'll see here in a second, is more than a 1% ROI. So let's go over to selloptions.net, which I built to help me track all of the options I sell and see if I'm actually making money. But besides doing that, and that being its main focus, I also have some tools on here. And one of them is this options selling calculator, which you can go check out. Everything here is free right now. Try and get some ads. That's why there's this big space right here. I'm waiting on Google to approve it to try to recoup some of the money back from me hosting this, because I'm paying money to get this hosted. But I want to run through our scenario that we see right here and see what the actual return is from selling this option. So it's a put option, and its expiration, as we know, is this Friday. And the expected premium per share is 46 cents. The strike price was 43, and let's say we only sell one contract. Well, if we scroll down below after hitting calculate, we can see the total premium gain, like we know, is $46. But how is that ROI looking in terms of how much premium do we get relative to the collateral we have to put down? Well, in 4 days' time, as we see right here, it's a 1.07% ROI, which is pretty nutty in 4 days' time, especially with a decent company. It's not like it's a super trash company or anything like that. They are profitable. So, like I said, if, in the future, a lot of my puts I've sold expire and this is still beaten down, I'm going to take another look at this, crunch the numbers again, and see if it makes sense for me at the time. And please, if you can do me a favor, if you want to run this on your own, go check it out. If you have feedback or you have enhancement ideas, I'm always open to those. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you in a future video, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.